So kayo po yung pag-aaral tungkol sa NVE na 'to dito sa Pilipinas. Kilala niyo na po ba or nabalitaan na yung, grupong 764 at yung pagkakilala po ba ng ACG sa 764 ay tugma dun sa mga ipinresenta ko kanina?
Yes, Madam Chair. And as a backgrounder, since October last year, we have already started the conduct of rescue on minors. So from October to date, we have 17 rescue operations with 24 minors rescued, and all of them were manifested that they were member of true crime community.
Ano po itong true crime
And
community?
under this, ito po yung community ng mga kabataan kung saan uh, nagkakakilala po sila and they have one interest, which is yung mga violent extremism, yung sinishare, pinopost, nagko-comment, and
So NVE po itong
yes,
true crime community. Pareho ba siya or iba sa 764 or may connection ba silang dalawang grupo?
ito po, we have identified No Lives Matter and the COM 764 network as sub cultures. So under po sila ng true crime community. And common is merong coercion, self-harm, exploitation of minors, and violence. So dito po, una, may tatlong phases kaming na-find out or napag-aralan that children who are interested in online gamings, ang una po ay nagkakakilala, they uh, enter into a group kung saan naglalaro lang muna. But then, itong mga groomers, if they identify a person who is lonely, engage in friendly conversation, and once na nakuha na yung loob ng batang ito, because yung gaya ng sinabi ng ating resource person kanina na when he was young, very bibo. But then, nung nagbibinata na, napapansin niya na nagiging loner or introvert. So, ito po yung based on algorithms kasi, ito yung tinitignan ng mga groomers na these uh, potential victims have been engaged in long use of cell phones,
So sir, ang
games.
USEC Deputy Director, sinasabi niyo po parang main group itong true crime community
Yes,
at
yes,
nasa ilalim po niya bilang isang subgroup yung No Lives Matter at pati po yung
and
764.
yes, 764.
At lahat po sila ay may characteristics ng NVE o nihilistic violent
Yes.
extremism. Okay po.
And after po na na na-convey itong potential victim, they would migrate to other uh, social platforms. And they use Discord, Telegram, Instagram, Snapchat, among others, wherein they can have an end-to-end encrypted messaging. So sila na lang yung nag-uusap. Until pag nakuha na talaga yung loob ng bata or yung potential victim, magpapakita na itong si groomer ng mga violent videos kung saan hinikayat siya na dahil nga may problema siya sa family, mahirap ang buhay niya, and then gradually nakukuha na niya ang loob, and then dahil ang nihilistic violent extremism, sinasabi niya na they want to spread chaos or violence, this child will resort in engaging in violent acts. So from a person who is a loner, madali po siyang ma-convey ng mga groomers. And we have found out that out of these 24 rescued minors, they were all exposed to gore. Ito po yung gore box. Ito po yung nagpakita ng karahasan sa mga kabataan. And on our data, Madam Chair, we have 5 that resorted to inflicting harm to themselves, self-harm, yung naglalaslas ng mga kamay. But it's good that wala pa naman kaming nakita na potential na mag-commit ng suicide. So, na-prevent po namin yung 24 minors to carry out violence. However, it's sad to note that ito nga yung recent shooting is hindi natin na-prevent.
Salamat, Deputy Director. Tanong ko naman sa CICC din, kayo po, may pagkakilala na rin po ba ang CICC dito sa grupong 764 or yung mga binanggit na True Crime Community, No Lives Matter at ibang mga grupong NVE? Attorney Navarro.
Your Honor, batay po sa pakikipag-ugnayan din namin sa law enforcement, nagkaroon na rin po kami ng visibility. Kaya nga rin, gaya po ng nabanggit ni SP Gatchalian, Madam Chair, yun pong mga ganitong impormasyon ang nagtulak din sa amin para magkaroon ng precautionary measure para ma-coordinate po yung regulation and ultimate blocking ng ng violent games, specific na po sa sitwasyon na to yung Gorbakso.
Okay, salamat po, Attorney Navarro. We hear that, the committee hears that, and sa pagkukumpleto namin ng investigasyon sa nangyari sa Tacloban shooting, bukod sa yung earlier hearing namin tungkol sa Roblox, titignan po namin kung ano yung pinakamagandang set of recommendations regarding yung maraming factors na inaaral natin. So, thank you so much sa CICC. Please stay on for our hearing po. Pero sa pagkaalam din po ng CICC, saang mga online platforms ginagawa itong pag-iimpluwensya patungong NVE? Sa social media po ba? Sa mga online fora po ba? Sa mga games pa or sa iba pa?
Maraming channels po, Madam Chair, katulad na po nung mga nabanggit ninyo. Pero ang isa po sa talaga hong makakapagpahindik ng balahibo itong mga ganito pong violent games na talagang parang parang ang nagiging assumption ng mga groomers, meron silang makukuha na predispose to violent behaviors. Yun po yung tinatarget nila. And katulad rin po ng nabanggit ni Deputy Director Tardina, ultimate po lumilipat sa mga messaging platforms at doon i-isolate yung biktima. At doon na nila ipagpapatuloy po yung grooming.
So kino-confirm niyo po yung modus operandi na sinabi ng PNP-ACG kanina. Salamat, sir. Talon po ako sa ating mga independent cybersecurity experts. Meron tayong at least 2 na kasama ngayon or 3. So gusto kong magsimula kay Mr. Angel Redoble. Saan po sila? Yes, sir.
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir. Sa Philippine Institute of Cybersecurity Professionals. Pwede niyo po bang masabi na yung iba't ibang kaso ng karahasan involving minors bilang perpetrators ay naimpluwensyahan ng mga grupo katulad ng 764? And if so, paano nyo ito masasabi?
Actually, Madam Chair, the first completed mass shooting, if we can finally attribute that to 764, that will be the first, because in 2025 it was not completed, it was prevented, it was foiled.
Ito po
in
yung na-foil ng
US.
PNP sa US,
Sa
sir.
US
Okay po.
2025. Yung sa atin 2026 na yon, Madam Chair. But uh, there is a methodology that's being used by this group, no? And if I may articulate, Madam Chair, no? So the three layers of we call it the layers of risk, no? And the layer one is the platform, which is the environment of first contact, the convergence and the identification of victims. And these are the online games, social media, content platforms, and the common denominator is this is where the child or the minor is first encountered. The next layer is the community. So what we have seen before is children who are playing in a public gaming servers, there were no problems. The problem began when these children are invited to private servers, as mentioned earlier. No? And after the private gaming servers, they're invited to a private group chats. Now, this is the second layer. This is where the relationship is developed to be more intimate to the victim. And then layer three is the manipulation. This is the psychological coercion, isolation from family, escalating demands, blackmail, and sad to say, this is where damage is done, Madam Chair. And the seven, we call this the 7 stages, no, of from identifying the target to coercing the victim, to coercing the victim to do harm. The first stage is the discovery and targeting. And there are 3 hunting grounds, Madam Chair. First is group chats of or channels of mental health communities. And then the second hunting ground is the online gaming platforms, as mentioned. The third hunting ground is this new TikTok associated group, no, the e-girl subculture. It's involving gothic and anime fashion, which is popular among teenage girls. So the platforms used in this discovery and targeting is Roblox, as mentioned, Gorebox, Minecraft. These are the games that are being used. And there are more, Madam Chair. The algorithmic recommendation systems of these platforms surface vulnerable users to each other, meaning the platform, its single objective is to make sure that the user will stay as long as possible, because time or on platform equals advertising revenue, supposedly, no? So to do this, the algorithm learns what each user responds to and serves them progressively more of it. And this works supposedly before, it works very beautifully for recipes, sports, content, and music, but it has become a weapon with this new type of radicalization that we are facing, no? Especially if a child responds to contents like pain, loneliness, or despair. The second stage, Madam Chair, is the befriending and trust building. So this is before the isolation. There is the befriending. Contact begins as on the
Sir,
ordinary friendship.
Dahil 7 stages po ito, if you may briefly enumerate and describe each
Yes.
one.
Yes,
Salamat
Madam
po.
Chair. So that's befriending and trust building. And then the stage 3 is isolation, as explained earlier. And stage 4 is escalating to coercion. And stage 5 is status through brutality. So each member who used to be a victim also will produce this horrific materials like suicide, self-harm, and mass shooting. And then they they elevate their status in the membership status in the network, no, based on how horrific is the content. And then stage 6 is the normalization of violence as the new membership requirement. In 2025, according to our research, there's been a change, no, in internal leadership. So before, if you just need to produce sexual abuse material, in 2025, you were supposed to produce already violent or real world violence to become a member.
So may leadership change pa dito sa loob nitong 764?
Internal leadership change, Madam Chair. And then the stage 7 is the real what we saw is the reason is because of the arrest of the founder. And then the real world violent action, no? So although the violent actions recorded are stabbing and arson and published or broadcasted, the shooting, if this is indeed related to this network, this group, then this will be the first mass shooting that has been completed totally. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Mr. Redoble. Napaka-helpful po nito yung sinabi niyong layers of risk kasi nabibigyan tayo ng parang subdivision, layering nga nung sinabi ni SP kanina na violent online ecosystem. Parang itong layers of risk baka nag-intersect dun sa sinabi ni Dr. Lian kanina na pathways to violence. And dahil in a way nabe-breakdown nyo para sa amin itong mundo ng NVE, layers of risk, kasi meron pang 7 stages, pwedeng magbigay ng gabay sa atin at sa amin, mga mambabatas, paano mag-set up ng protective mechanisms at each layer or in each stage para yung mga offline and online spaces ng ating mga anak, mga bata, remain safe spaces at hindi nagagamit nitong mga malign actors to turn them into yung pathways to violence or scenes of crime instead of the safe spaces they were originally meant to be. Salamat po ng marami, Mr. Redoble. And kayo rin po ay isang magulang. Tingin niyo po ba dapat ma-concern tayong mga magulang dito at sa mga nakikinig?
Actually po, the first time I heard about that network and closely connected to Roblox during that time, I had my kids stop playing Roblox. Because it's really concerning. My eldest, he was exposed to games, Minecraft during that time until first year high school, and there was a change of behavior. Luckily, when he was second year, he shifted to basketball, and he became he was accepted as varsity. After that, he forgot about games. And then 2 young daughters, they're not that heavy in games, so when I told them to stop playing Roblox, they just stopped. So it's concerning, Madam Chair, having in this field of cybersecurity for more than 3 decades. I played games myself before, but we were never brainwashed. There was no change in the behavior and the mindset. This one, it's not the game, it's not the online game, it's the perpetrators or the predators in the game that's really changing our children. And we call this in PixPro, we call this cyber-enabled cognitive grooming, which is very for us is very dangerous because in cybersecurity we protect systems from being attacked cybernetically. In this type of cognitive warfare, it is the mind that is being attacked, and we don't have anything against that but our values and morals in the family as a first line of defense.
Tama, Mr. Redoble. Yes, SP Sherwin.
Madam Chair, I just want to take advantage of the presence of Mr. Redoble. Mr. Redoble, sa inyong pag-aanalisa, itong mga NVEs, nandito na ba sa ating bansa? Meron na ba kayong na-detect na nag-ooperate, nag-groom, nagpe-pray na mga bata dito sa ating bansa?
We saw patterns.
Mm.
We saw patterns, and in fact, the message of the comment of that one person who said that you already na-edit na kita, boy. I think that will confirm, Madam Chair, that we have a local player, a groomer or a recruiter that's operating in our own cyberspace. That before we had patterns, but today I think we can say that we already have these players. And I don't think that guy is alone.
Mm.
I think there's more.
So, and my next
SP,
question
if I may just
yeah,
add,
go ahead.
no, not a question, pero dun sa line of questioning nyo kay Mr. Redoble, and sinabi po, di ba, nung nag-comment na pati daw mag-edit din daw sa Reddit, sa Telegram, and one other platform binanggit. And it reminds me po, Mr. Redoble, SP, may mga nagsasabi din na the groomers may no longer be just online. Baka nasa mga komunidad na rin. So baka may physical na grooming na rin na nangyayari. Salamat, Mr. Doble, SP.
Mr. Redoble, itong groomers or itong predators, are they foreign or local or both?
In 2025, when we started our research early, we believe the groomers were all foreign until there was two news incidents that in Marikina it was prevented, and then one in Laguna was prevented. In fact, when this Tacloban incident happened, the first question I asked is, I would like to know if the shooter are gamers. And then it was confirmed that they were gamers. And the next question is this connected to the 764? And it's very for us, we have to be worried about this, because if your kids are in school, the schools do not know how many gamers are in that school, and in that school how many are heavy gamers, so like 4 hours, 5 hours playing games, and how many are those who are currently being groomed. We don't know, Madam Chair. So we should, in the level of paranoia right now, we should already say that there are local players already in this situation or scenario.
And they are called NVEs.
I
We
think
can term them as NVEs, nihilistic violent extremists.
I think that is that's not what they are called in a standard manner, but they call themselves a lot, like the true crime group. The NVE is the behavior, I believe, doctor, or the nihilistic behavior where there are no lives matter. No? And that is one of what we have seen is that's one of the weapons that they use to convince the vulnerable child that his life or her life doesn't matter and no lives matter. So that's the brainwashing strategy that's being used.
And my last question is, kung alam to ng mga platforms, based on your analysis, may ginagawa ba yung mga platforms to prevent this? Kasi alam nyo eh.
With the I think this is it's more of a business decision versus a social responsibility. But I don't personally know of any effort on their end. Maybe they have their efforts, but basing on the incidents and the continued incidents, not only in the Philippines but also in other countries, because for example, the age limit it's unmoderated. No, it's say if you're 18, say continue. So even if you're not 18, you can continue. Um, for the for those channels that are removed by the platforms for violating their standards, they just create new ones. It's just like that. One channel goes down today, later there's a new channel created, and they have already perfected that because they already I believe they already anticipate that they will be banned. So they just create new channels. So in terms of whenever they detect something, they also remove or ban the channel, but they just create new channels. That's why it's still happening now.
So in other words, they're not doing anything.
It's not enough,
It's not
Madam
enough
Chair.
at the very least.
At the
How
very
can
least.
it be a business decision when our kids are being targeted and preyed on? No? So hindi ho dapat maging negosyo ang iniisip. Dapat isipin yung moralidad at yung kapakanan po ng ating mga kabataan. So that's why I thank the chairperson for having this hearing, because it should never be a business decision. This is the welfare of our children. At and yung mga batang nata-target, ang nangyayari, nagkakaroon ng ganitong mga karahasan sa ating mga eskwelahan. So that's I want to put that on record so that moving forward we can think of ways to compel, regulate, or even ban, no, if warranted, no. But kukunin ko po yung inyong suggestion. Kung pamangkin ho namin ni Secretary Rex, ipapabanda ho namin yung paglaro ng Roblox. No? Kasi yung aming pamangkin, addicted na addicted sa Roblox. Alam ho yan ni Secretary, parati ho namin pinag-aawayan yan every Sunday. No? So, maraming salamat sa advice, Mr. Redoble.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I
Salamat,
may add
SP.
one more thing,
Yes,
in
briefly,
the
please, because I want to move on to
Yeah,
our other
because
experts.
Gorbox
Sir.
right now is banned, no? But we also know that these kids, they're very good with technology. They can probably circumvent this ban on the technology level. So for those who are not that good, they will be banned. But I think the ban might be it will affect a lot of people, but not necessarily addressing the problem. Madam Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Redoble. And 2 points before I move on to our other cybersecurity experts and CICC. May nabanggit na level of paranoia. So this is not about paranoia. I think yung pinakamasamang pwedeng mangyari ay nangyari na. Meron na po tayong mga bata na napatay, nasugatan, na traumatized. So ito ay pag-effort namin sa Senate maghanap ng mga tamang responses at saka protective measures. At hinihingi namin doon yung pagtutulungan ng lahat ng stakeholders. And secondly, we will a little later in the hearing also napanggit po, for example, yung Meta. They are here. Salamat. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing some of these things and details. So I'll give you a little more time to think about it, how you can work with all the other stakeholders around the table. I want to go on to si Mr. Brett Morales. Kasama po natin siya online from a location in Mindanao. Minsan na niyang na-infiltrate yung grupong 764. And gusto ko rin pong magpasalamat kay Mr. Morales kasi nakapagbigay siya ng ilan sa mga punto na mga impormasyon na naisama ko sa opening statement kanina na vina-validate po at vinalidate po namin sa ibang sources, both domestically and internationally. So, Mr. Morales, online ba kayo ngayon?
Hello po, magandang hapon. At
Okay.
una po, salamat po ma'am sa pag-imbita. At yun po, online po.
Okay, salamat po. So, Sir Brett, Mr. Morales, bakit nyo in-infiltrate yung grupong 764 at paano nyo ito ginawa?
Una po, okay lang po ba may present lang ako, mga saglit lang po?
Ilang minuto po yon? And please open your video para
Naka-
makita namin kayo.
Naka-open po ako.
Naka-open ba? Okay. Ilang minuto po yung presentation nyo?
Mga 3 minutes lang siguro nga.
3 minutes. Please proceed.
Mag-share po ako ng presentation. So, nakikita naman po, no? Hello?
Sir Brett, siguraduhin nyo kaya nito ng 3 minuto ha.
Mabilis lang.
Kinakabahan ako.
Sige po.
Opo. I know it's important, pero sige po, yung at least po yung sa tingin nyo pinaka-importanting unang dapat malaman ng komite.
Okay po. So lahat ng mga sasabihin ko ay para po sa inyo, mga legislator, para po mas maintindihan niyo po kung ano yung mga kinakalaban ho natin. So yung ito po yung nakikita niyo sa screen ngayon, yan po yung the community or the COM. Ito po yung umbrella network at 764 is one of the major factions po. So dito po, na yung mga nabanggit kanina yung true crime community, hindi po siya pwedeng hindi po siya pwedeng ano pang tawag dito? Hindi siya pwedeng i-treat na as identical organization sila. Kasi yung DACOM po is closer po, decentralized po yan sila. Online threat ecosystem kung saan involved po yung cybercrime, extortion, swatting, exploitation, and coercion. While yung TCC po is more on the subculture po ito, built around admiration. Pero nagkakaroon po sila ng overlapping sa content po because nagiging gateway po yung TCC when it comes to harmful private na mga gawain ng mga DACOM or similar po. So
TCC yung the COMCALC, itong sa upper left.
yes po, ma'am. So
Okay.
makikita nyo sa core ideology po nila, andun po yung nihilism and misanthropy. So nihilism, ibig sabihin po walang saysay ang lahat, misanthropy, galit sa mundo, ayaw sa tao. So yun po yung mga pinupunto dito. So lahat po ng mga nakikita nyo ngayon, yung major factions at saka yung mga subgroup na 22 yan sila, halos magkaka-overlap po yung mga paniniwala nila. But one thing is for sure, ito po yung sagot sa katanungan nyo, ano bang gusto nila, no? Parang walang dahilan, hindi po. May dahilan po sila, that is to cause chaos po. So yan po yung mga ideology po nila. At saka tama lang din po na may nakita akong pari dito na sumali, no? Kasi they are borrowing, the 764 po borrows the symbol from the Order of the Nine Angels po or 09A or Temple of Blood. So ito po yung satanic neo-Nazi occult po siya. So forward naman po tayo, gusto ko malaman yung pattern at method na ginagawa ho nila. So nakikita nyo dito, base na lang po sa aking observation nung nasa loob po ako nito ng organization na to, is ang pinaka-unahin na to yung Roblox at Minecraft. Ang pinaka-unang nilang ginagawa is to lure. So, pwedeng hindi sila mag-chat right away. Okay? So, yung mga target nila hindi po random. Selected target po ito. So, una sa lahat, ang target po nila, bakit nagiging select po yung target nila? It is human weakness or vulnerabilities po. So, vulnerabilities na to, sa tutorial na ginawa ko na upload ko sa Facebook, marami po yan, pero ito yung major tatlo. Una is nag-isolate ka. Pangalawa is social disconnected ka. Pangatlo is meron kang mental problem po. Hindi yung may sira ulo, hindi po. May matinding pinagdadaanan ka po. So with these major problems na vulnerabilities na nakikita nila, it comes with the interest po niyan. So for example po, ako, may depression ako, then magse-search po ako ng depression group sa Reddit, sa online, mag-hashtag ako ng mga depression group. May eating disorder problem ako, magpupunta ako dyan sa mga related po na mga groups na yan. So those are the, marami pa po, di ba? And also the animals, yung mga mahilig sa pet, mga ganon. So meron pong mga selected target po yan talaga sila, hindi po siya random. So ngayon po, makikita natin, balik tayo dun sa Roblox at sa Minecraft. Ang una pinaka-luring na ginagawa po nila talaga is yung cheat. Kapag mayroon kang cheat, mayroong mga bata na walang kamuang-muang po sa mundo, magiging amazing yan sa mga mata nila. So ang mangyayari, magtatanong yan, magkakaroon.
Sir Morales, medyo humina ang audio nyo. Paki-taas ulit. Please proceed.
Sorry po. So ang una po is ang unang pattern is yung cheating po. Cheats po sa games. So kapag may cheats po, magiging syempre amazing yan sa mata ng mga bata po, no? So ang mangyayari is magkakaroon ng communication. Yung mga bata mismo, i-search yung IGN niya or in-game username po niya. And then makikita yung YouTube, yung Discord, doon na po magkakaroon. Pangalawa is yung items na biglang dumami or biglang lumakas siya or ganun po, no? So, para sa mata ng mga bata, diamond po yan. So, magkakaroon ng communication na naman po. Pangatlo is yung love, kung saan, kung sa US po, ang pinakabata po na cases na namataan nila is 9 years old. Dito naman po, just 3 days ago, ni-monitor ko yung mga group na to and they are commenting po sa mga 6 to 8 years old dito sa Pilipinas. So, na-trace po natin yan. By the way, I am an OSINT analyst and also naka-base po ako o evidence-based po ako. So, hindi po ako gumagawa ng kwento. Ibig sabihin, may resibo lahat. So, balik po tayo. Nililigawan nila yung bata and then pinapapil nila na magka-shota sila and then yun nga, yung proof ko na recorded lahat. So, yung bata nasaktan, nag-post na, i-delete niya na yung Roblox niya. So, na-upload niya po yun. So, marami pong hindi ko pwedeng sabihin sa public, no? So, pang-apat is yung hacking na po. Kung saan, nilulure yung mga players papunta sa Telegram or Discord tapos binibigyan ng mga mods, no? So, yun po siya. Yung mga mods na yun, hindi naman sinasabi lahat ay fake. At the same time, merong mga tunay, meron din namang mga fake talaga, no? So, yun po yung sa loob ng game. Yan po yung pattern of recruitment nila na effective. And then, aside from that, doon na tayo sa external. Pumupunta na tayo sa mga websites po na mga, for example, teen chats at iba pa, no? So, doon na po, just as proof po kanina, umaga, mga 9 a.m., gumawa ako ng bagong, ako po yan si Shaina Lawrence, so nagpanggap po ako na 15 years old. From the moment po, just a few seconds po, may nagchat sa akin, 2 kaagad. And then, kung mabasahin niyo po yan, you can add, sabi ng anonymous, you can add me, then send a pic. So, yun po ang mga real-time po na mga senaryo talaga na ginagawa natin, infiltration, yung sabi po ni Senator Risa. So, dito naman po, pangatlo, doon tayo sa mga deep web po or dark web na mga gore. Hindi na po ito Gorebox, gore po siya. So, makikita ho natin dito, no? Meron tayong sa gore na yan, mayroon tayong mga topics at sa mga famous video, makikita niyo yung mga, di ko na lang sasabihin, basta may rules sila pero you know the rules, hindi yan nasusunod. More on violence talaga. So this is what we call true crime community po. So makita natin sa site, meron silang mga location about sa mga incidents na mga nangyayari sa buong Pilipinas. Ganun po sila kagaling, no? Ka-active. May mga videos, may mga links. So, they are promoting violence talaga or ano po, sa makikita nyo. Dito naman po, sa related po sa Tacloban. Dito tayo pupunta sa Tacloban. So, meron tayong mga nakita. From the moment na nakita ko yung bata na na-videoan, yung naka-block, then naharap sa kanya, I know for a fact na KMFDM na red flag na po yan. And then I check on it po, just a couple of minutes nakita ko yung pangalan niya. Pangalan niya Steve Nash Paciencia. And then nakakita tayo ng skull mask. At then sa skull mask na yan, dito sa number 4, makikita niyo yung meaning ng skull mask na yan. Ito po isang killer dati. Ito po yung celebrity killer na ano po, na ina-idolize niya, okay? So, or ina-idolize nila ng mga mahilig sa skull mask. So, gusto ko lang linawin po. When it comes to skull mask identity or concealment po, hindi po pwedeng, hindi po to stand-alone proof po na extremist affiliation na sila. Okay?
Sandali lang, Mr. Morales, i-suspend natin sandali yung hearing. May urgent concern lamang. Suspend hearing momentarily. Stand by po kayo, wag po kayong